Officers say a 2-year-old boy was stuck in a hot car for several hours. Investigators say temperatures topped out at more than 100 degrees. And good news out of Iraq. The country's national security advisor says a huge treasure of information obtained from Zarqawi's hideout will mark the end of Al-Qaeda in Iraq. And did you have a tough time on the interstate this morning? Maybe this is what slowed you up. We'll talk about the headaches and hassles associated with a semi flipping on an interstate ramp. It is Thursday and it is 12 o'clock.
NewsCenter 7 at noon begins right now.
Good afternoon. I'm Andrew Douglas. James Brown will be in later today. 7's top story at noon. A 2.5-year-old boy is recovering after being left in a hot car for more than 3 hours. This afternoon, his mother is in jail. Jackson Township police say they're pursuing felony charges against her. NewsCenter 7's Karen Golden joins us live with details. Karen?
Well, Andrew, this happened after 7 o'clock last night. That's when the little boy was discovered. Police say when his own family members wouldn't call for help, several neighbors stepped in and called 911.
Hydrated, he can't move. His mother took him, put him in the bathroom, but he can't move his arms. She wouldn't let the little girl call the ambulance. The boy needs an ambulance. He's severely dehydrated. He has to be for being in the car that long.
When Jackson Township police and medics arrived, the 2.5-year-old boy was responsive but had an extremely high body temperature. His 6-year-old sister came home from a friend's house and found her little brother still in his car seat. Their mother was inside the house. Police say she was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Sarah Hobbs was arrested on charges of felony child endangering and is in jail. Her son is still at Children's Medical Center.
He is doing extremely well. In fact, we hope he's going to be released sometime today.
He and his sister will be put with a relative. Police and children's services workers remind all of us with summer here, leaving a child in a car can be deadly.
Temperatures in a vehicle can go to 125 degrees in 20 minutes. That's entirely too dangerous for a child, a pet, or an elderly person who may not be able to get out of the vehicle on their own. So even for a minute, we can't leave them unattended.
And Jackson Township police tell me they will be meeting with Montgomery County prosecutors to pursue those felony charges against the mother. Reporting live, Karen Golden at NewsCenter 7.
Karen, thank you. A former Oakwood teacher pleads guilty to criminal charges today. Velvet Wells was caught stealing about $700 from 3 other teachers at Harmon Elementary. NewsCenter 7's Sally Taylor live from South Montgomery County with more. Sally?
Well, Oakwood actually set up cameras inside a Harmon Elementary School earlier this year, trying to catch whoever was stealing money from teachers' purses. Well, they caught that person, and it turns out it was a veteran teacher. Now, Velvet Wells taught for Oakwood schools for 17 years. Today, she pled guilty to 3 out of 6 theft charges. Her attorney says Wells stole some $700 from 3 other teachers because she was having money problems. Well, we're told Wells is sorry for what she did, and that's why today she pled guilty in a plea agreement with prosecutors.
A career that she spent her entire life building, now extinguished. She has resigned as a teacher. The likelihood of her ever teaching again, slim to none. And not only that, but the publicness of it all. Either one is fine.
Well, Wells will be sentenced on the 22nd, and she now faces 180 days in jail on each count and a total of fine of $3,000. We'll have more on this story coming up tonight, but for now, reporting live, Sally Taylor, NewsCenter 7.
Some morning commuters had to deal with delays and detours trying to get around an overturned semi on an interstate ramp. It took crews hours to clean up the mess. NewsCenter 7's Jill Del Greco live in the newsroom with details for us. Jill?
Yeah, that's right. It did take crews quite some time to clean up the mess because they had to unload the truck, then load it back up again before getting the semi out of there. The accident happened around 3:30 this morning on the exit ramp between I-70 West and 75 South. Troopers say the driver was leaving 70 on the curved ramp to get to 75. Officers say the driver was going too fast. His load shifted and the truck tipped on its side. The semi was hauling bricks and workers had to unload those, then upright the vehicle and and then put the bricks back in. It took crews hours to get that ramp completely back open, and officers say all drivers, especially truck drivers, need to be careful on that curve.
Well, particularly on this ramp and the other ramp that's similar to this one, you definitely want to be going at a slower speed, especially if you have a load, because it's very easy to lose control if you are going over the speed limit. Clearly, he was going too fast for the speed of this ramp and the conditions here at the time.
And that exit ramp is also part of a construction zone as well. As for the driver, officers say he only had minor injuries. He refused treatment at first, but then later went to the hospital himself to get checked out. And we're told he'll likely get a citation for failure to control. Reporting live from the newsroom, Jill Del Greco, News Center 7.
2 people are in the hospital this afternoon after an early morning crash on eastbound I-70. Investigators say alcohol and speed may have been factors in this wreck. Crash happened about 2 miles from I-75. State troopers say traffic was slow because of construction. That's when a driver rammed right into the back of an SUV. Both drivers were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. With summer officially less than a week away, conditions outside are warming up fast. Meteorologist Jeff Porter watching the current conditions for us. Jeff.
Yeah, that's right, Andrew. There's been nothing wrong with this forecast so far today. A lot of sunshine that continues now during this lunch hour, showing up very, very well. Gorgeous, actually, on the WHIO TV tower camera. Numbers getting close to 80. Some of these may be just a touch warmer than the ground truth, but all of us sneaking into the low 70s right now with 80 in our sights for later today. Taking a look at your evening forecast here. Mostly sunny skies through about 5 o'clock, getting up to 80 in most backyards, if not a touch warmer than that. No problems for the evening commute, and 78 at 7. And your complete forecast talking about the chance to hit 90 over the weekend. We'll talk about it coming up. Andrew?
Sounds good, Jeff. See you in a few. A local plastic surgeon could lose her medical license for good as she faces numerous drug charges this afternoon. Dr. Terry Savage works out of Onay's Wellness Center in Kettering. Now she's indicted on 6 felony drug charges, including aggravated possession of drugs. She also had her license suspended pending an investigation. Detectives say Savage kept more than 100 OxyContin pills meant for patients in her purse and at home.
Well, I think it's sad. I think we're all human, and we all err, and I think it's great that she now could get some help to straighten out. I hear OxyContin is very, very highly addictive. It's a shame that she was possibly putting folks at risk.
If convicted, she could face prison time. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback and Ohio native Ben Roethlisberger is out of the hospital this afternoon. The star quarterback spent 2 days recovering after a motorcycle crash where he broke his jaw and his nose. Doctors say tests have shown no brain injuries. He was not wearing a helmet. Roethlisberger grew up in Findlay and played college ball at Miami University in Oxford. Investigators say a man walks into a gas station with what looks like a weapon hiding under his clothes. They say it plays out almost exactly like a robbery earlier in the week. The latest robbery happened last night at the Sunoco in the 900 block of Wayne Avenue. The robber got away just like the robber a couple of days ago at the United Dairy Farmers on Wyoming, a few blocks away. If you have any information on these crimes, go ahead and contact Dayton police. Well, Dayton man is robbed, then pistol whipped, but still manages to describe his attacker's car to police. Officers later uncovered the vehicle on Greystone Drive. Investigators say when they tried to pull over the car, the man behind the wheel jumped out and took off. Canine units called in but were unable to find the man. The victim was not seriously hurt. It's time to move it to lose it. Our goal, help the Miami Valley lose 6,000 pounds in 6 months. The next Move It to Lose It weigh-in is this Saturday, June 17th. Come and walk off those pounds from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning at one of our 3 locations: Cox Arboretum, Carriage Hill Metro Park in Huber Heights, or the 2nd Street Market in downtown Dayton. Al-Qaeda keeps making threats, but new documents seized in al-Zarqawi's safe house are shedding some new light on the terror organization. And it's a fireworks store, and it goes boom overnight. Check this out. At least firefighters working on one dangerous situation. We'll show you more pictures of these next. Also, emergency rooms around the country are turning patients away. So how does this affect you? Those stories and more when NewsCenter 7 at noon returns.
Log on to Video Headlines on Demand, sponsored by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries.
Interested in refinancing your home? Liberty is your hometown source for business and personal loans.
Come on down and touch me. I don't bite. I'm serious. It's the turtle you gotta watch out for.
Touch the sharks at the new Shark Central exhibit and save during family hours. 2 kids get in free with each adult paying full price. Sunday through Friday from 4:30 until 7 p.m. Strollers are welcome.
Pet me. Pet me. Right here. Pet me right here. Come on. That tickles.
We're celebrating our 29th anniversary at Troy Ford with bold moves. 0% financing up to 72 months and $0 for gas until 2007 on new cars and trucks. All F-Series trucks are priced at $29 under factory invoice. At Troy Ford, you can buy a pre-owned 06 Taurus for $12,995 or an 06 Escape XLT 4-wheel drive for $16,995. Have your picture taken with the new Ford GT and register to win a private test drive. Troy Ford is located at exit 69 off I-75.
See the David Crowder Band free in Island Metro Park on June 17th at 6 p.m. Bring a lawn chair or blanket and enjoy this contemporary gospel music group. The David Crowder Band, free. Food vendors will be on hand. Call 275-PARK or visit metroparks.org for details.
This could be you on TV having the experience of a lifetime.
$10,100.
We have a
Find out how, watch Cash Explosion right here, Saturday nights at 7:30.
You asked, we're here. Best Buy RVs has opened a 30,000 square foot facility with 28 service bays to serve our Ohio customers. Visit our huge parts store. We're so excited. We're offering massive discounts in both locations. Save 20 grand on Class A motorhomes. Save 10 grand on Class C motorhomes. Save up to $2,500 on towables. Huge savings now in both locations because we can't wait to meet our Ohio customers. You asked, we're here. Best Buy RVs in Springfield, Ohio. Take I-70 to exit 54.
Silhouettes is proud to offer American breast care products, the industry's most innovative and stylish lumpectomy and mastectomy fashions. Silhouette's professionally trained and certified fitters are available for free consultations. Please call 898-1566 if we can help you.
Questions about the weather? Log on to the Storm Center 7 weather blog at WHIOTV.com.
Local authorities are searching for wanted suspects. Find out who they're looking for and why as I profile this week's lineup of the Miami Valley's most wanted. Today on NewsCenter 7, beginning at 5.
You can count on coverage from NewsCenter 7 at any time of the day by clicking on WHIOTV.com. Coverage you can count on. For coverage you can count on at work, log on to WHIOTV.com.
The U.S. military reveals the identity of the new leader of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, and new documents reveal that the terrorist organization is in crisis. This as the number of U.S. deaths in Iraq hit a new milestone. 2,500 troops have died since fighting began more than 3 years ago. Susan Roberts has the story from Washington.
The U.S. military says this is the new face of Al-Qaeda in Iraq. He is Abu Ayyub al-Masri, the man now leading the terrorist organization after a bombing raid killed Abu Musab al-Zarqawi.
Raids in April and May of this year into areas of southern Baghdad recovered some materials confirming his high-level involvement and the facilitation of foreign fighters to conduct attacks in Baghdad itself.
The raid that kills Zarqawi led to another big find for the U.S. military, a document on a computer drive that claims Al-Qaeda in Iraq is, quote, in crisis.
We believe that this is the beginning of the end of Al-Qaeda in Iraq.
According to the Iraqi government, the document begins with a bleak assessment of Al-Qaeda's operations, saying time is now beginning to be of service to the American forces and harmful to the resistance. The document goes on to say the terrorist group is having trouble with funding and recruiting, and that crackdowns like the one happening now in Baghdad have been successful in confiscating insurgent weapons and made it harder to attack American targets. It also contains suggestions on how to fix that, among them drawing the U.S. into a war with Iran by getting the word out that Iran has nuclear weapons, or by declaring Iran has ties to terrorist groups. The war in Iraq will take center stage here on Capitol Hill today. The House is debating a resolution setting a timeline for troop withdrawal, and the Senate has already approved $66 billion for the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Susan Roberts, CBS News, Washington.
The Tennessee woman accused of killing her pastor husband has pleaded not guilty to murder. Mary Winkler was arrested back in March after her husband was discovered dead with a gunshot wound to the head. Now she says all she wants to do is see her 3 children she hasn't seen in months. Detectives say Winkler confessed to the crime, but her attorneys say that may not be the case.
Each of those years, each of those months, each of those days of marriage
have history to it. And this event just did not occur on March 22nd. Things that led up to March 22nd need to be told to this jury.
The trial set to begin in October. For now, she has no chance of seeing her children and no chance for bond. A fireworks store goes up in flames this morning in Hammond, Indiana, and it's all caught on tape. Take a look at this. The blaze broke out around 5 o'clock this morning, and you can actually see fireworks exploding as firefighters poured water on this building. As you can see, the structure here is a total loss. Fortunately, there were no injuries reported. In Flagstaff, Arizona, hundreds of people have been forced from their homes because of a wildfire. So far, flames have burned about 150 acres. Investigators say the fire seems to be burning northwards. Crews continue battling the blaze, but say hot temperatures are making the effort difficult. Now, here are the latest numbers from Wall Street at noon. The Dow Jones Industrials up 90 points at 10,907. The NASDAQ up 35 points at 2121. Now, here's Jim Barrett with today's Farm Market Report.
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Barrett from News Talk 1290 WHIO with the farm markets for NewsCenter 7 at noon. Local grain market quotations are provided by Bunge North America. Wheat is up 3 cents this noon hour, $3.05 a bushel the price. Corn is steady at $2.22. Soybeans are up 6 cents at $5.80. The butcher hog carcass values from United Producers up another $1, $71 per hundredweight. Listen to Miami Valley's Morning News with me, Jim Barrett, on News Talk 1290 WHIO. Have a great afternoon.
The Association of Black Cardiologists beginning a program to make people more aware of high blood pressure. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 32% of African Americans have high blood pressure compared to 21% of whites. Volunteers taking blood pressure readings at places like barbershops because most people with high blood pressure have no symptoms. Health leaders say a normal reading is 120/80. The Institute of Medicine conducts a major investigation involving the country's emergency care system and comes away with some serious results. They say about once every minute an ambulance is turned away from the emergency room because it's already filled to capacity. The report points out hospitals are far from ready for a major terrorist attack or bird flu epidemic. Though many hospitals are overwhelmed, a campaign to cut down on mistakes at hospitals seems to be saving lives. About 3,100 hospitals took part in the project. Leaders of the campaign say the lives of more than 120,000 patients have been saved in the past 18 months.
Well, good afternoon. Talking about doing something later today that we haven't done in more than a week, and that is hit 80 degrees. And if you love warm weather, and I'm sure you do this time of year, it gets better into the weekend with a chance of possibly hitting 90 degrees one of those weekend days. And we'll talk about that, of course, in just a moment. Right now, this Thursday afternoon, it is perfect. 76 degrees, but comfortable with low humidity at 40%. The winds are light, so when you add this all together, you get a great hair day. You know, beautiful, crystal clear blue sky on the P&R Communications weather camera. Not only planning the rest of today, but getting into this evening now and coming home from work, still keeping that clear sky, about 78 at 8 o'clock. And headed towards midnight and the overnight hours, we're going to bring in a batch of clouds. Now, these aren't the type of clouds that are going to produce any precipitation or even block the sun. We'll have a mix of clouds and sun tomorrow morning. Temperatures starting off around 60, quickly warming from there. And in the afternoon, it looks like a better chance of some sunshine, even though maybe some of these clouds being a little bit overdone here. So certainly warm tomorrow, and again, even warmer heading into the weekend. Right now, the numbers fairly comfortable out there. 76 at the Accelerated Learning Center in Dayton, your morning low, your breakfast time low, about 54. Again, look at that dew point. Anytime that number is below 50, that means we have a lot of dry air. In this case, at 47, certainly qualifying. Across the south, we've got 76 in Springboro, also 76 Jamestown, Clifton 75, up into Clark County, 70 in Springfield. Across the north, hey, maybe even touching 80 already. Again, some of these temperature sensors may be out in the sun in a little bit, maybe just a touch warmer than what it actually is, but you get the sense that we're all in the 70s and doing very, very nice here. Bell Fountain 71, perhaps 78 in Salina, 81 in the Fort Recovery area. Live Doppler 7 looking absolutely fantastic, really, for the rest of the afternoon. Any kind of traveling here, coming home from work, running to the grocery store. We've got these things to do, I'm sure. Now, this is very interesting here. Storm Tracker 7 in cloud mode. We're bringing in some clouds from western portions, Illinois towards Indiana as well. But you notice as they get close to us, they kind of peter out, and we've got lots of crystal clear blue sky, giving a bigger view of the situation. You got a nice area of high pressure just to our north here, and as the clouds run towards us, they run into this high pressure and they kind of fizzle out. So that's exactly why we're seeing just a tremendous amount of sunshine here. Talking about your evening forecast, no problems expected for the rest of today. Enjoy it if you can. If you can maybe pop out of work a little early. Of course, we're not encouraging hooky here, but some great weather to do that. 80 at 5 o'clock, 78 at 7. Overnight forecast, 61 degrees. Of course, bringing in some clouds as we head towards early tomorrow. We'll have them when we wake up, but more sun in the afternoon, and 84. And that day, talking about 90, looks like it's going to be Saturday. A hot, sizzling way to kick off the weekend here. Of course, we've got Move It to Lose It in the morning. Should be great weather to walk. Hot and toasty in the afternoon. And then Sunday and Monday, talking about those chances for maybe some thunderstorms. A small chance Sunday and 86, and better chances for some wet weather Monday as we head back to work, and 85. Forecast always available online. Andrew, back to you.
Good looking forecast, Jeff. Thank you. Well, a look for what's coming up today on NewsCenter 7 at 5 is next.
Storm Center 7 weather is brought to you by Bo Townsend Ford and Bo Townsend Nissan National Road, Vandalia.
Worried about getting a cut-rate funeral service for a cut-rate price? Stop worrying and call Tobias. Now Tobias Funeral Home offers the Tobias Low Price Guarantee. We'll match the exact service and merchandise of anyone else for $100 less and give you something the newcomers can't, our own time-tested level of quality. Full details on our website or call any of our 5 Dayton area locations. Why take chances with an untested newcomer? Choose the family of professionals that served Dayton for over 60 years. Tobias Funeral Home, still the best service at the lowest price.
Summer's almost here, and Buddy's Carpet will help you finish your spring home makeover with standard carpet installation for just $99. Till Wednesday, the first day of summer, purchase any carpet with pad, and Buddy's will install your entire home, big or small, a cottage or a mansion, for only $99. So pay less at Buddy's with no interest or payments for more than a year. But hurry, this sale ends Wednesday, the first day of summer.
You got a buddy in the carpet business.
So what's the cost to sell your vehicle on the Auto Buyers Network on WHIOTV.com? Take a look. That's right, it's free. And it's free until it sells. Go to WHIOTV.com's auto page. It's easy. NewsCenter 7 video headlines on demand at WHIOTV.com, your web connection for local news any time of the day. Get the latest news and weather forecasts with the Miami Valley's first online newscast. And now, the new playlist feature lets you build your very own newscast. Go to WHIOTV.com. NewsCenter 7 video headlines on demand. State Ford weather section at WHIOTV.com.
Yeah, for a look at what's coming up on NewsCenter 7 beginning at 5, we're joined by Cheryl McHenry. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Andrew?
Doing well,
Good to
Cheryl.
see you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, last week, Delphi reached a deal with its union to offer buyouts to all of its local hourly employees. Well, now the GM supplier is already accepting applications for those positions that are likely to become available. We do have a crew working the story, and we'll have the very latest. Plus, Springfield police are searching for a man accused of trying to smother his girlfriend during an argument. We'll profile him and other suspects on the run in this week's lineup of the Miami Valley's Most Wanted. So be sure to join us for those stories and more coming up at 5. And it's warming up.
It is. Jeff Porter said it was a nice hair day as well.
Well, I don't know about that.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Have you had shingles and still suffer from pain? You may have a condition called post-herpetic neuralgia. Wells Institute for Health Awareness is looking for people to participate in a research study evaluating the safety and effectiveness of an investigational drug in the treatment of post-herpetic neuralgia pain. Qualified participants will receive all study-related exams and study medication at no cost. If you're suffering from the long-lasting pain that may be associated with shingles, please call Wells Institute for Health Awareness at 937-293-2157. Help the Miami Valley lose 6,000 pounds in 6 months. Don't miss the next Move It to Lose It Walk and Weigh-In session this Saturday morning from 8 until 11 at these 5 Rivers Metro Park locations. Move It to Lose It, presented by WHIO-TV and these partners.
Hello, I'm Teresa Newcomer.
And I'm Ren Newcomer.
Welcoming you to our new Beaver Creek Funeral Chapel.
For several years,
families in Dayton have been saving hundreds, even thousands of dollars with Newcomer. Now we are bringing the same savings to communities in the Beaver Creek area with this beautiful new funeral chapel.
For a detailed price comparison, call Newcomer Funeral Home
in North Dayton, South Dayton, or our new Beaver Creek Chapel.
The staff at Silhouettes would welcome the opportunity to assist you with your hair loss needs. Silhouettes carries an assortment of wig styles and colors to make each fit as natural as your own hair. Silhouettes is in the Roundoff Plaza Town Center on North Main Street. Stop on in today.
So you take sand and fire and put it together and you have glass. You go in and blow the glass and it takes you someplace different every day. I've been lucky enough to come along at the right time, at the right place, to be able to expand many of the forms that were made throughout this 2,000-year history.
Chihuly at the Children's Museum. Fireworks of Glass, Chihuly's largest permanent exhibition ever created. Fiore dei Bambini, a Chihuly garden of glass for children, now at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis.
Next Ellen, Oscar winner Reese Witherspoon opens up about motherhood and shares a secret recipe.
This is one of my recipes.
Another celebrity mystery caller, and the superstar on the phone is here. Wow! Then Terrence Howard shows off a gift from a famous co-star.
I got it appraised at $340,000.
Thank you.
Plus country cook Hazel Smith without electricity.
Lord help us.
On the Next Ellen.
Ellen, Thursday at 4 on Channel 7.
Every time you show those tower cams outside, Jeff, they just look so fantastic. The day
is beautiful.
It is really turning out to be a nice
absolutely.
day.
And it looks like it'll continue over the next couple of hours here. Final look at the forecast, and I think you'll like it. Sunshine and temperatures approaching 80 degrees. No problems for the evening commute, at least in regard to weather, and hopefully traffic will work out as well. About 50 at 5, and at 7 o'clock, 78 degrees. So a perfect day.
Perfect day indeed, Jeff. Thank you. Well, that is your noontime report for this Thursday afternoon. Join us for all the day's news beginning at 5. And thanks for making NewsCenter 7 your choice for news.
And we'll see you at 5. Take care.
When